You may hear the term escrow, escrow account, or escrow agent when there's a deposit being made on a home or additional work that's going to be completed. This term is thrown around, and while it sounds fancy, but it's a really straightforward item. When the money is placed in escrow, it's really important to know what the funds are for and who's holding on to them. That's what this entry is all about. This is the Terms, Tips, and Tricks for Real Estate, episode 120 on escrow. Escrow is simply when money is held by a third party until closing. In most instances, this would be the earnest money deposit, but could also be an agreed upon amount for repairs to be completed after closing or something similar. The escrow agent is the person responsible for holding that money until the time comes to release it. If it's earnest money, the funds are released to the seller at closing. If it's a repair, those funds are pulled from the seller proceeds and held by the escrow agent until the work is completed. The contractor then returns an invoice to the escrow agent and is paid for the work or services. In the case of a terminated offer to purchase, the escrow agent returns the earnest money to the appropriate party. If the deal is terminated during the buyer's due diligence period, the buyer receives those funds. If the termination happens after 5 p.m. on the day of due diligence or later, the earnest money is released after signatures from the buyer are submitted to the seller. I've got additional videos on my YouTube page that dive in on earnest money deposits and due diligence period. I'll also be talking about the same exact subject in a few entries. Be sure to come back then. Until, I'm Chris Whitehurst. Welcome home.